Hi, everyone. I know we've been talking in our class about the fact that there's something really special and important that's happening this week. Do you remember what it is that's happening? The adults in our country get to do some voting this week. So you might have someone in your family who already voted early. You might have someone who is waiting and they're going to vote tomorrow. But it's really important for everyone to vote. And it's important because when we vote in these elections, we're choosing people to be in important positions. And this year, one of the positions we're voting for is who should be the president of the United States. It's a very big and very important job. I want you to think for a minute about what would make someone a good president. What do you think you'd need to do to be able to be the president? Or what kinds of ways should you behave if you're the president? Think about that for a minute and think about who you know who might be a good president. It could be someone who's famous, it could be someone who's trying to become the president and they're trying to get the votes. It could also be somebody you know. Maybe it's a person who you think is a really good leader, someone who makes really good choices, like someone in your family or a friend you know. I have a book here that's kind of funny to read. This is called My Teacher for President. Now, I wouldn't want to be at the president instead of being a teacher. I definitely want to stay a teacher instead of being the president, but it might help us think a little bit about what the president does and what a president needs to be able to take care of and what kinds of traits they need to have, how they need to treat people, things like that. So this is My Teacher for President. It's by Kay Winters and illustrated by Denise Brunkus. So let's see why this kid thinks their teacher would be a good president, what they know about being president. My Teacher for President. This is a letter they're writing. It says, Dear Channel 39, I saw on TV that elections are coming. At school, we have been learning about the president's job. My teacher would be just right. Let me know what you think. So he's saying, I think my teacher should be the president. So he's going to show us why his teacher would be a good president. It says, my teacher loves white houses. This is where she lives right now. And this is where the president of the United States lives. That's called the White House. She's used to being followed everywhere. So look, at school, when people are in a school, they follow their teacher in a line to go to different rooms or to go to recess. And the president also has a lot of people following them when they go somewhere. There might be people taking pictures. There might be people who are there for their security, to keep them safe. When my teacher walks into a room, people pay attention. So look, that's what it's like when people stop and pay attention to her when she's a teacher. This is what it would be like for people to stop and pay attention to her when she's the president. My teacher goes to lots of meetings. Look at that. She meets with the students. She meets with the families. She meets with the other teachers. And here's a meeting that she might have if she was the president. You need to make a lot of important decisions if you're the president and listen to a lot of different people's ideas. And she's always signing important papers. So look, this is a pass so he can go to the bathroom. And this looks like an important bill, a law that they're trying to make to help people in the United States. My teacher acts quickly when there's an emergency. Uh-oh, looks like their class pet snake got out. And here, I don't know if you can tell, this emergency looks like there's a flood. And so it's also important for the president to go and help people when something bad happens to them. And she says healthcare is important. Look at that, she's helping them wash their hands, making sure someone gets their temperature checked, helping when someone scrapes and gets hurt. And here she is, helping. It looks like maybe this is a new part of a hospital. My teacher likes to go on trips. Here's a class field trip. They go to the museum together with their class when she's a teacher. And so the student is thinking she would be good at trips when she's the president too. This says she went to Egypt and Paris and the Great Wall of China. Presidents have to travel to a lot of different places so that they can make sure that we are being kind to people in other countries and making sure that they know that we want to take care of them too and be good partners. It says she deals with the media every day. So look, she was trying to show a video in class, and now this is the media asking her questions, like people from newspapers or people who are on the news on TV. The president has to share a lot of information. My teacher would be good for the country. She wants to clean up the earth. So here they are taking care of the earth at school. And here's something that the president might do, planting a new tree and encouraging people to take care of the earth on Earth Day. She finds jobs for people. So at school, lots of times there are different class jobs, and the president has to make sure that in our country there are enough jobs for everyone who wants a job. She is a good listener. So I see her being a teacher and talking about probably a problem that happened in class or maybe how the student's feeling. And here she's listening because these people were not happy at their job. And she's trying to help them solve a problem so that they can go back to work and not have the same problems again. She believes in peace. So look at this. When she's a teacher, she doesn't let anyone fight or hurt each other. And the president also helps people get along. Maybe they didn't agree at first, but she helps them solve their problems too. My teacher would make a great president. Love, Oliver. P.S. Make sure she doesn't leave before the end of the school year. The end. So I hope that you will keep thinking a little bit about what would make someone a good president. We got to see in this book some of the things that the president does. And so maybe you can take a little time now to think about people you know or people you've heard of and think about if they would be a good president. And if you think they would, I would love for you to write down a little paper about who would make a good president and why you think they would be good at that job. It's a very important job. And so everyone who's voting for it is thinking really carefully about what they think and who should be the president. And so I'd like you to start to think a little bit about that too. I'm excited for you to share your papers that you write. You can put them on Seesaw so we can all see them and learn from each other. And I hope that you keep learning a little bit more about voting and about how to become the president. And we will keep talking about it as a class too. Take care, everyone.